Now broadcasting from the Next Gen Conservative Studio in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report with Sam Whitfield.
Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to the show. I am your host, Sam Whitfield, staying dry in an otherwise rain-soaked Florida. But hey, it's September, so this is the time of year where we get massive downpours, which on occasion will take out the internet service providers on occasion if they get struck by lightning. And to be clear, like, my house didn't get struck by lightning or anything. The actual, I guess, ISP relay station or whatever it was got struck by lightning. So we were without internet. I was supposed to interview someone for a podcast I would be releasing at a future date, and then that happened. So, that was fun, being without the internet for a few hours, which is hell for me considering I'm an internet addict. Someone help me, please. But anyway, other than that, I have no complaints. Akaba, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing all right, not too bad. Enjoying the weekend.
Yeah. It's interesting too, right? Because we had the 3-day weekend last weekend, and
Yep.
those always mess with me, just because I always forget that, like, we have that Monday off, but then it's like Tuesday actually is Monday, so you get shorted for for a day in a sense, I guess. I don't know. So
No, I feel you on that. Mine was all sorts of messed up for whole different reasons, but that's a story for another time.
ah. And so, what's been going on in the world these days? Well, you
Quite
know,
a bit actually.
yeah, quite a bit. So Akba had to dip, uh, you know, early at the end of last week's show, so he didn't get to see Apex and I go over the Joe Biden, speech where he basically called, like 70 million voters domestic terrorists. But that was fun. Yeah, that
Sounds
that
like something he
was
would do. Sounds like
that
something he
was
would do.
that was super fun. He just you know, he was doing, like, I don't even know if it was like a campaign speech, but it was a get out there and vote type of speech for the Democrats, and
Hmm.
since the midterms are coming up. But he literally did it in he did it at Pennsylvania Hall, but he also the lighting was ominous. He had like this dark red background, um and he had two Marines that were like just like standing still, and they
Yeah, that I had saw.
okay, so you saw that image, and he was basically talking how, like, MAG Republicans don't want to accept election results, even though, uh, you know, Apex and I pointed out that his entire party bitched for basically Trump's entire presidency about how the 2016 election was not legitimate. Um, so I guess the reason why I bring it up is because I was a bit surprised, but, like, even Australia, uh, I I I tuned into some of their news, looked at some of their websites, and even like mainstream Australian news anchors are like, "This is really weird that the president of the United States would like say something like that about his own, countrymen or something. It's not a good look for Biden.
Not good
Um,
optics, not in the slightest.
yeah, I guess I guess that's something that Fuentes and Biden should have in common. They
Yeah,
yeah
100%.
well I I actually I actually think that unironically Nick and Nick and Biden would make a great team because he likes to sniff kids' hair and you know Nick likes to sniff and hunt for cum. So between the two of them, they would be like some weird perverted buddy cop type thing. So
I can safely say I do not think about those things, Sam. I do not think of those situations or collaborations in my head, but I suppose if it makes you happy, it would probably go down something like that.
just I don't like to think about those things regularly either, but like comedic, but like my brain does work kind of comedically. In a
True,
sense, I'm like,
true.
okay, as far as like comedy goes, what would be just outrageously weird and funny? And yeah, that combo kind of popped into my head. But um,
I think it'd be more
yeah,
weird if it wasn't so believable. I think that's the thing that kind of
well,
just oh
yeah,
goodness.
that's the whole thing. Is we're living in a world now where like truth is literally stranger than fiction at this point.
Very much so. Yeah.
Um, as I mentioned with the whole Biden speech, and I mentioned this to Apex multiple times, but when I saw that first image of like the red background and whatnot, I was like, "Is this real?" Because it looks like a Photoshop job, honestly, at first. And people were like, "No, it's real." And I'm just like, "Wow, that's yeah, we've definitely gone to peak clown world." So
Sometimes people don't think. That's the best way I can figure that.
yeah, I mean that has to be like that's possibly the most logical explanation. But then I'm also like, you know, like who got the job for public relations at the White House? Like I would like to meet the guy who was like, "Hey guys, this is a great idea. Let's just have the president shrouded in like a dark red background that makes him look, super evil and have like, two Marines." Like
Yeah.
I just think meeting that person would be, kind of fascinating. But anyway, and then also the Queen of England is dead
Yep.
officially. And I don't really know what to think other than um she was 96, and on the one hand, you know, that's a pretty good run, but it's also sh- kind of like, wow, the queen is actually dead because she's been around for so long that she's always kind of been around, literally, for some of us. And so to like not have her around now is just weird, I guess. So,
No, I'd say
um,
it's about right. Fuck the Brits. Fucking, we broke off for a goddamn reason. It's nothing weird about it. The
yeah.
monarchy deserves to fucking die constantly. That's how we know things are running smooth. When they don't die is when we should start to worry.
Well, the monarchy. The weird thing is the monarchy doesn't really do anything.
It doesn't
You know.
matter. On our principles. On our principles as goddamn Americans, we should make sure that they die regularly
I
and be happy for it.
I
Not personally make sure, but just see to it none of them live longer than like 102.
yeah, no, that I think that's a pretty good policy.
If you outlive Betty White, nah, we're not gonna allow that anymore.
Didn't Betty White? Betty White is one of those. Didn't she finally pass away like a year or two ago?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
So she is.
Anybody
She
who
is.
outlives Betty White, just there's no need to be on this planet anymore. You're good. You did
Yeah.
enough.
Well, I mean, Betty White kind of picked the best time to check out because she missed like COVID. She missed like she missed all the shit that we've had to deal with. She
Mm-hmm.
was she was kind of like I've seen the shit that you guys are gonna have to deal with in the future. I want no part of it. I'm just gonna, pass on to the nether realm or something like
NetherRealm
that.
Studios to go make God, what did NetherRealm make? They made something. She's gonna go make video games. Pass on to the
They
other realm to go make video games. And that's how we do it.
that would be awesome. That would be awesome if there was just like an alternate timeline where people pass and then went on to become video game developers. And I feel like a Betty White game would actually be maybe fun to play.
Probably.
Um, but anyway, but in terms of but other than that, not too eventful of a week. That I can think of in terms of regular news. Now, uh, gaming news, that's a completely different beast. So I suppose let's just jump right into it, I guess. So
Sounds good.
uh, here is Akaba's gaming news segment.
Ha, got you. Sam has a piece of news first, so go ahead.
Okay, so I cannot confirm this for sure, but apparently, according to the Batman Arkham subreddit for the video game series, which is pretty accurate, due to delays in the development of Gotham Knights, WB Games, I guess, is planning on releasing a remaster of Batman Arkham Origins in 2023. Now, to be clear, this is the game that WB Games made in 2013, right before Arkham Knight came out, and that's the game that had Troy Baker as the Joker. I remember when that game came out, it got really like mediocre reviews, and then it kind of grew into a fan favorite over time. And that game never got like a remaster on the PS4, but I guess or any of the previous generation of consoles. But I guess now, because of the struggle to develop Gotham Knights, WB Games is thinking about re-releasing that for the current gen of consoles. And Echo, we kind of talked about this, but what are your thoughts on? I guess this is kind of a question I've had for you, but what are your thoughts on remasters and re-releases in general? Do you think it's a cash grab or what?
I think, I mean, it used to be something we used to see way back, and it wasn't necessarily called as such. I think now it's been sort of a cheap way to cash in on nostalgia, as do a lot of media franchises and things like that.
Sure.
It sort of depends. We're kind of now getting out of the grounds of the quote HD remaster, which is fairly redundant because all you have to do to get to actual HD is just increase the amount of pixels and lines. So in terms of remakes, when there's more effort going into it, I feel that's a lot more justified. I mean, generally now I'm kind of at the point where I'm just so over it. That's half of the fucking games coming out. I would still always stand by. I'd rather there be a chance for new IP or new properties, but I understand the businesses are scared of losing any of their infinite amounts of fucking money, so they're not willing to take a shot. In some cases, it's done. I guess it depends on where it comes from, and if the actual intent and heart to get it done properly is there. I think of the Oddworld franchise when I think of remasters that not only were needed, but were commandeered by the original vision owner, so that it wasn't just a remake remaster. It was the true vision that it always should have been. Oddworld's Abe's Odyssey and Abe's Exodus really do emphasize how good something like that can be. And then you have things like the Silent Hill HD collection, which is a cheap crash grab to port forward 2 and 3, using a cheap studio who was not experienced and was not prepared, who didn't have a good game plan, who had to work with inferior source material from Konami. And despite all of these problems, was still pushed out simply to try and get some money out of it instead of doing it properly. And that's just a remaster. That's just a porting job.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of these quote unquote remasters, especially these days, are not really remasters, just so much they're more so like basically ports, to other
Yeah,
formats. But because of the marketing guys, they're like, oh, let's slap the word remaster
that's
on
exactly
that.
what it is. That's always been what it is, and it's always been how it is since advertisers were allowed to get away with bullshit. It technically a remake and a remaster are the same things. They both entail the same level of effort into it.
Yeah.
But they got away with just false advertising because no one can fight it, no one cares, and people were still dumb enough to buy it without being savvy consumers, and some were dumb enough to even enjoy it. Am I saying you're dumb if you enjoyed the Silent Hill HD collection? Well, I'm not calling you a genius. I'll say that. If any of that experience was okay for you, bless you, because you got lower standards than I do. And that's not to talk shit on the developers or anybody who worked on it. The reason that is shit is for publisher, high-end executive reasons. Anybody who actually touched hands on that project doesn't deserve any hate. They were given a fucking shovel and told to build a crater, and of course they couldn't fucking do it. And now it's at the point where we're getting redundant, stupid re-releases that keep not only touting that they're better than the previous version, but that they're worth $60-$70 again. What took assloads amount of effort and years of development and technological groundbreaking the first time, that deserved the $60-$70. This
Right.
time, fuck no. Why do I need to keep buying Skyrim for $60? Why do I need to keep buying Last of Us for $60 fucking dollars? And the thing about Skyrim that really fucking pisses me off is that it's done just to abuse the fandom. And granted, now this is quote old Bethesda, but I remember working at GameStop when the first re-release of Skyrim came out, right? For consoles. This
Yeah.
is around 2016, around when Final Fantasy 15 launched. They sold it for $60 on launch. I had sold pre-orders on the motherfucker. And then 3 weeks later, it was either, I think it was fucking Black Friday. 3 weeks later on Black Friday, the game was down to sale for $30.
I mean that really doesn't surprise me, at all. I'll tell you this. I just this past weekend, uh, when the Last of Us Part One, uh, got uh, quote unquote re-released on the PS5, I went and looked on the PlayStation Store. and lo and behold, they had The Last of Us remastered uh, for the PlayStation 4, still in store for $25. And so I bought that version. Now, what is the difference between The Last of Us Part 1 and The Last of Us Remastered? Absolutely nothing except for a few graphical improvements.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly had to laugh because I'm like, it's the exact same game. You can play both versions on the PS5. I guess if you're lucky to have one like I am, but like my whole and I love I love all these game videos on YouTube that were like, if you have a PS5, you need to buy the Last of Us Part 1 because of the graphics and whatnot. And I'm like, really? Because I'm looking at like side by side comparisons of the remastered version and of this new, this new one, and I can almost tell no difference other than a few graphics. It's and you want me to pay $70 for this new one?
Let me,
Yeah.
Sam, let me drag you by your fucking collar and drag you back to 2000 and I think fucking 4 or 2000 and fucking 5. Shit, maybe 2000 and fucking 7. I don't know when. But let's go back to the PS2, right?
All right.
You remember
Yeah.
those old arcade games, Metal Slug? You'd run around, shoot dudes, jump in tanks, blow shit up.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. I love those
So
games.
let's see. There was Metal Slug 1. There was Double X 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 games, all on arcade, all fantastic, beautiful sprite work. Guess what, Sam? It's 2005, and they're bringing it to the PS2. You want to know how much it's going to cost us to get? Dude, we have to get this game. We can both play together on the same console. All 7 Metal Slugs. Guess how much it is?
$70.
$40, dude. Let's fucking go. We gotta go get Metal Slug, man.
Whoa.
Put it to you like that. A
Now,
port job, 7 games, 40 fucking bucks. The same shit re-released again. It's a re-release of a re-release. $70.
yeah, no, yeah, no, like $40, that's that's one thing. I can understand, paying like a price for that. That's not too bad for a port, but like $70 basically for, you know, basically just a paint job on some of these games.
Yep.
It's insane.
No new
But
mode, no AI upgrades, no nothing. Some
yeah.
shaders and fucking lighting operations are a little better. Shit loads a little faster. Foliage is a little. They adjusted some of their PC sliders to have more shit on screen. That's all they did. You're
I
basically
mean,
buying the PS4 version with a new configuration file.
yeah. Well, I mean, and the other thing too that people have brought up to me on Twitter too is one of the reasons why I guess The Last of Us why this new part 1 is out is because of the Netflix. I mean, or because of the HBO show or whatever network it's on that's doing like a live action
Fucking
adaptation
probably.
of. But even so, it's like at that point, like most people look, people are fucking retarded these days, but they're not that stupid. Also, hey
No,
Apex, I noticed that you unmuted your mic as soon as I said people are retarded.
That's right.
So
I was gonna use that opportunity to see if I was in the in the actual call. Hi guys.
no,
Hi chat.
no, you are. Good evening, sir. How are you
How
doing?
you doing, Apex?
Ding dong, the witch is dead. I don't know. Yeah, I'm good. What's up, guys?
Not too much.
We were just
The,
Apex.
qu-
I mean, Akaba was just, telling how fuck the Brits. You
yeah,
know,
of course. Oh,
because
how
we're
fucking dare you? the queen. She should. Man, fuck that bitch. Yeah,
Fuck your taxes and tea, dude.
yeah, that's right.
Fuck having to have a TV license, man. Fuck your stabbings.
You know, and I saw some video going around of King Charles, like sitting down to sign some shit, and that people are making a big deal because he pointed to some shit that needed to be moved for his servant to move it, and then they only partially moved it, and he like. I'll see if I can find it real quick, but it's pretty fun. I mean, I don't know. It's like, move this shit for me, servant, and people are like, oh, how dare he, you know?
That's gonna
but
spell great for your fucking lineage.
I just think it's really, it's just funny because like, that's the kind of shit the Queen probably did that shit too. It's just not on video. You know what I mean? They weren't watching
Yep.
her every move like that. So anyway.
So, well, and then we've also been talking about how gamers are getting willingly ripped off, $70 for just
Oh man, that's been the case
ports.
for well over a decade, I would say.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't Last of Us, pretty good game, but is the new version worth $70? I don't think so.
Should be 30 fucking bucks.
Well,
Yeah.
now I will. Okay, here's a caveat: if you never played it, which I'm one of those people that never played it, I don't. It's still not worth $70. But I would, if I were gonna play it at some point, I would want the graphic,
Sure.
the one that runs better, looks better, But how much
Right.
effort did that? Jeez, excuse me, sorry guys. How much effort did that really take to put, it's like, I don't know. I was going to say like putting lipstick on a pig, but it's not. Apparently it was a really good game.
But also Apex, if you could theoretically buy like both versions of the game, the 2014 remastered for the PS4 version versus like this new fancy PS5 one, and the difference is like $30 versus $70, and you had to play it, then what would you?
Oh, that's true. I forgot.
choose?
This is a remake of a remake, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
remaster of a remaster. Ah, fuck. That's
And the bitch came out on fucking PS3.
Yeah. To be honest with you, at this point, I would probably play the PS3 version with
You should.
the remasters
Yeah.
of the remasters and shit. I'm like, obviously the original was good, and they're probably fucking shit up along this remaster. They're changing things, It's not the same atmosphere.
Well, I mean, honestly, the real reason, and I might get heat from this from somebody because it's the fucking internet and everybody has something to fucking say. But I think you should experience the fucking game on the original version, especially if you're concerned about graphical fidelity and how good it looks. Pop in the fucking pop in the PS3 version, because that's one of the best looking games on the PlayStation 3.
Right.
The Last of Us is the culmination of the entire PS3's life cycle. God knows how many fucking Nathan Drake games of mastering from the beginning with the first game almost near launch to the end of the life. You get to see all of that mastery from a single studio who knows that hardware better than anyone. And it's complex fucking hardware. If you know the PS3, you know it's hard to fucking work with. So to master that, you should appreciate that in its normal value, because there's intrinsic value in how the fuck did they get this to look this good on this fucking console.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the stripped down, or like women without makeup kind of thing. You know what I mean? I like the.
It's not even that they have the makeup. The makeup is fucking like the Nathan Drake game, the first one, Uncharted Legacy.
Uncharted.
Right? Yeah. Uncharted 1 is the one without makeup, and then Last of Us is the one with makeup.
Yeah,
the shit looks good. She figured out color coordination and how to do her eyeshadow real nice.
I suppose. I just mean I equated
Yes.
these remasters to the ones with makeup. They're trying to slap makeup
Honestly,
on.
this is what it's like. If Uncharted is nothing, Last of Us is makeup. Uncharted on blah, fucking it exists, but that's not what I'm talking about. Last of Us on PS4 and PS5 are just different levels of fucking Instagram filters, of the beauty filters.
Right.
Turn up the bloom, turn up the gamma a little bit, heighten that contrast just a little. Desat it barely, but raise the overall brightness just a bit. Like it, you lose. I don't want to say the original soul, because there's soul to be lost in things like the Spyro remaster and the Tony Hawk remaster, the first Tony Hawk remaster.
Yeah.
But like it that game did need a port, because God forbid trying to emulate anything that's been done on PS3. Though those games do not, there's a reason why most of them are only on PS3, right? That weren't multi-plat to begin with.
Yeah.
So I understand why it exists, but at this point, like your re-release of the first game after you've released its sequel should not cost as much as the fucking sequel.
Right. No, and I think that's the big thing too, is like I don't think it's so much a thing of like why did you remaster it, right? Because that makes sense. It's why does the fucking remaster of the remaster cost as much as the original game? Because obviously you don't have to hire the same. I mean, you might have to hire them to tweak like a few models and whatnot, but it's not like you're rehiring Troy Baker to redo his lines of
Exactly.
as Joel.
All of a lot of that, the fuck years of work are shaved off of a remaster.
Yeah.
Remaster projects usually should never go above a year industry standard. There's just no reason, because of what you have to do, that it should ever push past that far. You're not editing really any of the original data too much. You're not generally adding new scenes or weapons or mechanics or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean there was a rumor that they were going to change the ending of that they were going to like change the ending of part 1 in this new remaster to make it like sync up with part 2 a little bit better, which okay, that might have been slightly interesting, but no. And I know that Mr. Medicare shits on this individual a lot, but Angry Joe, they did a brilliant move that almost no one realized what he was doing, but he basically took his review of The Last of Us from like 10 years ago. He re-uploaded it, but just increased the sharpness in like Adobe After Effects and made it like glow a little more. That was
Yeah, that's
literally
clever.
all. That was literally all he. That was literally all he did, and and people were missing it. They were like, dude, why are you like, why are you up? Why aren't you talking about the new? Why aren't you talking about the new version? You're literally uploading a version from like you're literally uploading a video from like 10 years ago that's already on your channel, and it's like, yeah, that's the point he's trying to get across. So
Well, yeah, they're always idiots.
but yeah.
Always.
So well done, Angry Joe, I guess. So
Okay, yeah. Fucking perturbed Pedro gets fucking 1, I guess. Ass blasted Alejandro. There's your 1, buddy. Enjoy that lab, dude.
So, but anyway, enough about my rantings about remakes. What else do we have in gaming news?
Well, first I want to ask Apex how his week has been. I
Just
care.
fine, sir. Thank you, sir. That's
Enjoyed
really all I
anything
have to say.
interesting?
No, that's it, really. Just busy, buddy. Nothing fun to
Busy.
talk about this week. I'm not that drunk.
Are you sure?
I'm positive, yeah.
Are you you know who is drunk though?
Tell me.
Apparently 343 Industries, because they went ahead and said, yeah, no, local co-op is canceled, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, fucking
It's
segue,
just-
dude. What a pro.
It's dude, I was scrambling for that last second to try and figure out how to segue. They basically said, yeah, no, we're not going to be doing that because we want to focus on other things, and we don't think it's paramount and this and that and the fucking other, and yeah. So that sucks. No local co-op in Halo Infinite, right?
Ooh, really?
No,
See,
not really,
I
because turns out that they found out that it's in the game, and you can do a menu glitch to make it fucking work right the fuck now.
Really?
It's already in the game. It already works. You just have to menu glitch, and
They're like,
nobody has
sorry.
reported any. Yeah, and no, and
That's pretty
again,
cool.
this is split screen co-op.
Yeah.
This is not
Local.
Internet co-op. This is local on your fucking couch.
Yeah, the old no looking at my screen shit.
And
Like
it's
you used
already
to do.
working,
Yeah.
and nobody's lost data or crashed. But we're cutting it, guys. Can't have it. Can't fucking have it. Go fuck yourself.
That's crazy.
It is. I've heard mixed things about fucking Halo. I have heard from a personal friend that she enjoys it, being a longtime player of the series.
Infinite? We're talking about Infinite.
Of Infinite,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Infinite, yeah. And so it's like, I understand it's not for the Halo fan base is fucking divided, and what you want from the series greatly fucking varies, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants something different from it,
Sure.
because it's been so long. But this is just like, I had heard originally when they launched, their battle pass was fucked, and it was stupid, and the grinding you had to do was stupid. And then to hear this, that we're officially canceling local co-op split screen, but then people find out, oh no, it's totally in there, you just have to menu glitch into it. That is as bad as Street Fighter Cross Tekken's on the disc DLC, where the whole DLC before they even release it was on the disc. And they're like, oh no, it's not ready. No, it's all ready. We see it here on the disc. Oh no, you got to pay $7 for that character.
That's awesome. They're so fucking ballsy, dude.
It is infuriating when there's so much money on the line.
I mean,
They've been getting away with it again for, I mean, at least 2 decades at least. You know what I mean? They've refined. They know that people don't care.
No.
Most people don't care.
No, they've been getting away with it for like a decade, because 343 took control of the Halo franchise after Bungie left it in 2000.
I didn't mean specifically 343. I just meant the gaming industry in general, like the predatory monetization of fucking everything. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But then this is stupid, because it's like, why wouldn't you just monetize? Fuck it. Split screen co-op deals. God damn it.
I caught you, bitch.
Look, maybe for my job I have to like fucking catch myself, so I gotta like semi-reel it in here, okay?
I get it. I
can't slip up at fucking work. Because I've almost done it lately. Because talking to you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, when you have a lot riding on the line, when you have a lot of money invested in this, why wouldn't you do as much as you can to make people happy, to make more of that money,
well, and here's my other thing too, and I believe, I don't know whether I've asked you this on the show or off air, but I think we've talked about this before. But it's like, people enjoy local co-op. I mean, it's a thing, but yet the gaming industry seems to be averse to local co-op. I mean, I get that online makes them more money, so that, theoretically at least, so that's the reason why they push it. But I mean, just stick a local co-op mode in most games, and
you think now with TVs being bigger than ever, right? You would think. But
right.
No. And it's I mean, just like the level of like the level of types of games you can do couch co-op are already sort of limited-ish, but like it should be there for every shooter, every adventure game or whatever.
Yeah.
Anything that does allow an online co-op of sorts.
Yeah.
It's even things like fucking battle royale games and shit like that, you could absolutely fucking do it. There's no issue to losing part of your view to run a split screen.
My whole
Shit, there should be
argument.
dual monitor output, honestly, by this point.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
That
Oh
would be
totally.
fucking dope. Could you imagine? I mean, everybody's got two TVs or two screens. Instead of doing split screen off of the same fucking Xbox, you could just
Put another
hook up.
fucking port in.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't understand why they wouldn't do that sort of thing.
Or,
Well,
or,
other
or
than
have one HDMI plug into a box designed for that console that pushes out two separate screens.
or four. I mean, you know what I mean?
Or
Do straight up-
four, yeah. Because
My-
because if I don't, maybe there's a problem with the protocol in that plan, but it's like you'd still be pushing the same amount of assets out of the same machine. You're just changing how you would, or fucking have it take one giant 1080 screen, split it into fours, and then just push that out to four different screens via its own fucking software and shit.
Yeah.
So that it's
Yeah.
the same thing as split screen, but you're looking at your own screen.
Right. And I mean, I'll go ahead, Sammy.
Oh, I was gonna say my whole thing in my whole argument with the reason why I've been such a proponent of local co-op is I read this utterly like retarded piece on Medium.com a few years ago that talked about how online gaming is toxic because people like to say gamer words online, right? So my whole thing was, well, I hate to break it to you, but people are going to say gamer words anyway, right? And so put in a local co-op mode, because then if people want to say gamer words, they're going to have to go over to somebody's house and say those words to that person's face, and they will, and it'll be hilarious, and no one's gonna get fucking hurt, even though you game journos or whatever you want to call yourselves are making a mountain out of a molehill about this. But I digress. That's always been the reason why I think local co-ops is great. So
Well, it allows you to fucking do things. Fuck me. Have some local tournaments on one screen or four screens with of a system link and run fucking Call of Duty tournaments next to your fighting games. You know,
yeah,
when you can
Man.
split screen shit, you can fucking local some shit.
We used to have LAN parties back in the day.
We
Halo.
used to be a society.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, man.
At least a community, if nothing else.
At least QuakeCon used to be this fucking insane thing because you'd have hundreds of fucking players all under one roof, all hooked up to the biggest fucking LAN party you've ever fucking seen. And now,
Yeah.
what's the fucking need? We have internet connection. It's why bots have gone the way of the fucking dodo. So now that most of these games we fucking play in 20, 30 years, we won't even be able to understand a snapshot of how they were played unless there's video of it. Bots are what allow you to get in and have a semi-realistic experience of what it could have been like to play this back during its online phase.
Yeah. Well, no.
Well, they're collecting all our data anyway. They'll probably have amalgams of human interactions in that game, so the AI will probably be pretty good.
Like ghost technology, maybe, but you'll need the servers for that shit. What happens when the servers get disconnected because it costs too much money, and we need to make more money off this baby beer?
Or the sun decides to burp extra hard in our direction.
Yeah, exactly. It could be any fucking number of things.
Also, what happens when the AI for these bots actually becomes sentient and they double down on the game on the game words?
Which they always seem to do. All these AI seem to end up really racist.
Can they be racist? They don't have a race.
No, they've every AI that all these universities and fucking huge tech agencies have put out into the
Oh no,
internet world.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm just saying, can an AI be racist if it doesn't have a race?
Well, of course, because humans can have feelings and they can feel racist against, you know.
be
So
felt the racisms against their own race.
you heard me. Be felt racist
Racism?
against.
Okay. Okay. You sure you're not drunk?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay.
I'm a little stoned. I'm just, happy
Catch
to talk
up.
to you guys.
Catch up.
I will say I have also been going back to the gym. I've been paying for a gym membership for 5 years, and I have not gone in about a year.
How much did you pay per month?
It's like $40.
God damn, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's punishment for not going.
That money could have been used on drugs. Apex, what are you doing, man? Not a smart use of your financials, man.
No, see,
I was actually thinking about doing it myself, probably in the next couple of weeks when I start setting aside time after work to go to the gym.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, in my fucking 30s, man, I never needed to work out, but it's just really important that I use my fucking body or I will die, especially.
You'll shut down, yeah.
My job is physically demanding, but it's my job. It's still this, kind of repetitive movements, more or less. It's moving heavy shit a lot of the times, but all the more reason to be in better shape is all, because so yeah, I'm just trying to take better care of myself. The sad Gamma is trying to get back on his horse, so
Go that old Medica route, working out.
yeah, no, don't curse me with that.
Okay, maybe not the full Medica route. Hold on, maybe not the full Medica route.
Dude, I was watching the Kill All Pedos.
I was gonna ask if y'all have seen that.
I only got through about half of it. I was like, while I was laughing, it made me kind of sad for some reason. I'm not even sure why. You know what I mean?
I think I might know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like it's just, I don't know.
We get
It's
reminded
funny.
of our old world that we came
Sure.
from.
Sure.
Before
What-
things got nutty.
What did Kill All Pedos release another?
It is the
Oh,
first
damn.
part of the Ballad of Mr. Medicare. Sam,
Yeah,
how have you have the hat, dude?
It breaks
you buying
down.
his hats? You don't even know the fan projects?
It breaks
going
down
on?
more than I ever even considered learning about the man. But
Oh, it is a full on.
Yeah.
There it is. It is a full on ballad. But I mean, Jim's the kind of guy who fucking take it in stride.
yeah,
It's just like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna cover it and you want it to be the definitive, make it the definitive. Put everything in there, and that is absolutely what he has done. It covers pretty much all the way right up to Gamergate.
well,
So
and it also
everything from when he was a boy, all the way up.
yeah, it covers his entire family, including like convicted pedophile uncles and shit.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh,
it gets.
oh,
Yeah, it gets.
jeez.
Oh no, you learn about both sides of the O'Shaughnessy family, for better and for worse. Because you know what, it's a beautiful point to show the duality of life. And despite any hardships that he may have gone through, he can still come out the other end laughing at retards on the internet.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
you don't. I was telling this to a friend of mine. You don't come out of this life unscathed. I don't care who you are, and if you do, you're not living life. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really come out of this life with anything, because
True.
you know what I mean. By the time you're out of this life,
No,
But,
nobody gets out alive, as
That's right.
Jim Morrison famously said. So
That's right. Damn, what was I gonna say?
Damn, what were you gonna say?
Probably nothing important. I'll tell you what, my titties hurt though.
Why are your titties hurting?
They're just sore.
Are they sore because they're excited that there is a new Lego Star Wars collection, the Skywalker Saga Galactic Edition, announced
That's exactly
November
why.
1st?
Holy shit, that's exactly why. My nipples were poking through my shirt. That's what was going on.
So apparently it has been announced that new edition Lego Star Wars is coming out, and apparently it's coming with 7 packs of character DLC, including from The Mandalorian Season 1, Solo, the classic characters, the Trooper Pack, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, The Mandalorian Season 2, and The Bad Batch. So you can get all that wrapped
the Bad
into the
Batch.
Galactic Edition of the
I don't know what that
overall. I don't know what that means either. I don't like Star Wars anymore. Let me put it like that.
Oh,
But
well,
hey, if you like
I-
Star Wars and you like Legos,
Yeah.
this might be a deal.
I heard the Lego games are really fun. I've never played any of them, but like the Lego Indiana Jones.
As games, absolutely fun. I mean,
Yeah.
even with every IP they do, they have fun with it, and they do their comedy and their jokes. So it is something different. It is its own thing,
But
which is why I'm okay with it and don't hate its existence.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but
And no one speaks, so there can be no SJW propaganda. Continue.
But I will say this too. Surprisingly, the with every IP that the Lego games have done, they've actually done, like you said, they do it in their own style, but they do a pretty good job of adapting all their IPs for
Mhm.
it's like people were saying, when are we going to get an open world Batman game? Well, prior to Arkham, Lego Batman
Yeah.
was
Right,
pretty
exactly.
What is your guys, if you guys could have any game series, or I guess because Indiana Jones movie series, be turned into a Lego set of games, like one game for each entry of the series, if it's multiple, right? What would you want it to be? Like Sky's a little like Lego Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2. You know what I mean? Like it can be
Beetlejuice.
I think
Lego Beatles. That would be interesting.
I think Lego John Wick would be hilarious.
Also,
Lego
Lego Shaun of the Dead.
Lego
Oh
Shaun of
fuck
the Dead
yeah!
would be really good.
That-
Yeah. And those would make good games. That's the important. You can see exactly how those games would play out. That'd be good.
Yeah, exactly.
I have my tried and true answer. The Lego collection, Silent Hill 1 through 4.
Of course.
It's so weird. I'd want to see if it could be done. I'm sure it'd be its own fucking demon outright, but fuck it. They can't do anything else to Silent Hill at this point. We've already been turned to a sexy pachinko machine. We have no dignity left.
I
I need to fucking search for that when I'm in Japan. God damn. That and the Metal Gear one.
I feel like anything that Lego does, even like horror, related video games would be funny.
It would play into a cartoon. I don't know how they do Silent Hill 2 because that has a lot of like really deep shit. Like, how do you Legofy a dude smothering his terminally ill wife with a pillow? You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
can literally picture it in my head as you said it.
And so you can see it, and you see where the
Yeah.
punchline would come in.
No, but
Okay.
I just picture a Lego man. There would be like the pillow would be like a triangle in between his hands as he's pushing it over her head. Squared off it. Like a pyramid.
Oh man, that's what people need. People nowadays on the internet are starting to like demake games down to like a PS1 style. Everyone just needs to make everything into Lego style. That's what we need. Because all you need is a general purpose engine, right? And then you just swap out every head shape's the same, every body shape's the same.
Just do it
And
on
then just
Unreal.
Be allowed
Unreal
to
5.
mocap with VR. Do it in Unreal 5.
Yeah.
Make your little basic shape sets and everything you need. Fucking Lego World. They're losing money.
Yeah, I mean, Minecraft, but with Legos.
Exactly.
It's like what it always should have fucking been.
Right.
Even though it is in the Star Wars universe, Akaba, Lego KOTOR would be fun.
Dude, Lego KOTOR would be my fuck. Dude, Lego
that was
HK-47.
Wait, hold on. That's breaking the rules. We were talking about like movies or TV shows, I thought. You can make any game
Oh, I said any game. Well, I was doing games because Star Wars had games, movies, TV, anything,
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
anything with visual representation already to it.
Copy that.
Yeah, no.
I thought Sam
Yeah, no,
cheated
I
for a
mean
second. I was going to call him out, but go ahead, Sammy.
I mean I well, usually you would be right, Apex, because I am a sneaky,
Snake in
I
the
mean,
I am a
fuck,
grass.
sneaker.
do what every kid on Roblox wants to do. Just do Lego GTA. Have
Ye-
Trevor's Lego dick out after he fucked the Lego teddy bear. It'd be perfect. I'd
Hey,
play an
Oh,
adult Lego
oh
game.
God. Yeah.
Lego Strip Club. There you go.
not to shift gears too hard, but have either of you watched the new Game of Thrones series, the House of the Dragon show yet?
Not not yet. Is it any good or
Surprisingly, it is. And
really?
I didn't like Game of Thrones, man. I mean,
Yeah,
I tacitly I enjoyed it just because of like the cultural wave as it was on TV. I gave up before it started to get bad. I still watched it like eventually through different means, but
yeah.
I didn't really I only really liked it for the tits at first, you know. There was a lots of tits.
That
Uh
that's all anyone
sh-
liked it for.
sure. But so far they and from what I understand, the people, the showrunners of this show, are actually fans of the books, unlike Dumb and Dumber, Dan and
Yeah,
Dave or whatever that ran Game of Thrones.
yeah.
But it's good so far. I'm actually I'm not like excited for the next week. I've actually missed. I've waited till like Tuesday and been like, oh shit, wait, there's a new episode of the show, you know. So it's not like that important to me, but it's still
Yeah.
good. I still am enjoying it.
Well, there seems to be this. You actually bring up a good point about this Apex, because I've actually been thinking about this too, right? Because we live in a world now, right, where post Gamergate, right? Um, I
Jesus
mean,
Christ.
there is still
Yeah.
there is still a lot of SJW not nonsense out there, right? But by the same token, I feel like there are instances, and this series is one of them, where like I have seen like clips of this new series, and it doesn't seem that bad to me, but I see all these YouTubers are like, House of the Dragon is woke bullshit. And
No,
I'm
you know what?
like,
No, you know what? I've seen that too. You know what? The number one complaint I've seen people complain about is the character that whose name I can only recall as the Sea Serpent, who's a Targaryen family, who's described in the book as a fair-skinned family. They have as a black dude. He's like the head
okay,
of the family, or
okay,
he's
yeah,
I'm sorry, he's Valerian blood, not
sure,
Targaryen. But
sure.
he marries the Snow Bunny, who is Targaryen, and yeah, that seems to be the only real controversy. I don't know what else is.
Right,
It's
but
the only thing I've seen.
that
It's
might that
not.
might be that might be a controversy, but like just like the SJW shit gets annoying, I kind of feel like the anti SJW shit can get equally annoying at
Oh,
times,
even more so. It's
because
obnoxious as fuck, dude. They pick every little goddamn thing out. I don't care for either extreme, to be
yeah,
honest with you.
um, yeah,
Uh,
no, it's like why can't we just like shit, you know?
well, yeah. And honestly, kind of sidestepping that. My my girlfriend has had me watching this show called The Sandman on Netflix. Have either of you heard of that?
I've I've listened to the audiobook series on Audible, which I guess the Netflix series is based off of. So I haven't watched the series yet, but I'm familiar with it. So
It is very like wokely cast and like but I actually kind of like it. The writing's not that bad, and all of the bad guys are either female or dudes dressed like women. So they're either trannies or they're women. So it's very true. I mean, literally, Lucifer is a woman. Um, the the main uh, antagonist in the first season, is a tranny. It looks like fucking that makeup guy. What's that YouTube makeup guy? Come on, guys, huge.
Oh,
Uh,
the
James Charles.
That's the one. That's James. It looks like James Charles, but like done up in a fucking drag suit. Like, it's incredible. It's incredible, and it's the bad guy. It's so it is gross, and it's very jarring. But I watched through it, of the episodes that they have up so far, and I actually didn't hate it. I found myself laughing at several points because of
yeah.
that exact thing. It's like they've got it. There's so much diversity and shit cast throughout, but it seems almost like an uppercut kind of thing. Like you don't. It's masqueraded, or a 1-2 jab uppercut. It looks like all this woke shit, but it's really everyone is cast as like this stereotype of the real world.
Right.
Like the transgender is a predator, the women are the bad guys, the white man is the hero that's having to go through all this struggle and diversity to come out again as the hero. There's also a counter hero who is a young black girl, uh, who does a good job too. But
So
it's
what?
funny. There's a lot of very gay shit that goes on in this show, but it's not. It's jarring, but it's still under. Again, it seems to serve a more overarching purpose. Like the gays are the bad guys, and the
A
transgenders are the
bait and
bad
switch,
guys.
possibly.
Kind of. I mean, sort of. It sort of seems that way to me.
So
Again, I
what?
found myself laughing at points. My girlfriend's like, "What the fuck are you laughing at?" I'm like, "Just nothing. Don't worry about it."
So what you're saying is it's secretly based that then trannies are evil
I
and
could be I could be reading too much into it. I've only watched it, the one time, and I was looking at my phone through portions of it. But
sure,
yeah,
sure.
that's kind of the general vibe that I'm getting. I might actually have to rewatch it because again, it's not a terribly written show or even acted. It's just there's a lot. It seems a lot of signaling, a lot of woke signaling. But again, the further the story goes, it's just kind of peppered. The woke shit's just kind of peppered in, and then the further you get into the story, at least the further I got it, I'm like, oh, this bad guy, that's the gay guy. That's
Here
whatever.
here's the thing. If a series or a movie or whatever is still well written
Yeah,
and like has a purpose, I don't care how diverse, quote unquote, the thing is. What annoys me and what annoys a lot of people is when they write stories or they cheapen stories just to fit, diversity quotas in there,
excuse me. Yeah,
right?
no, no, exactly.
Which which was initially everyone's complaint with Gamergate and everything else. But one of the things now that kind of annoys me, and this could have been a shit post, and I think it might have been, but there was an article that was like Narcos has too many Mexicans in it, and it's
Oh,
like
that was definitely a shit post. Come
yeah,
on.
and it's like yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I mean, I mean, it is a shit post, but still, it's like, well, yeah, that's the point in it. It's set in, well, one of the series is set in Colombia, but the other series is set in Mexico. So
One of the series set in Mexico. Most of it's in Colombia.
Mexico. I like how you
yeah,
did that, Sam. You did the old. You did the old in Miami, Florida. You know how you just you just change up one throw a little
what
Spanglish on that bitch.
what what's it? listen, during my time in Florida, one of the things that has been hilarious to watch is the not so much even the racial fights, but more like the ethnic fights within South American groups. Watching
Isn't that
Cubans
the
and
same thing? Isn't that the same thing?
I mean, yes, I mean,
Well, Colombians versus Mexicans. That's still like a form of racism, right?
yeah, I mean, watching Mexicans, come into a Cuban restaurant and then the Cuban owners be like, get the fuck out of here, man. We don't want no Mexicanos in here, man. So, so
Oh, good
shit!
lord.
I
Oh,
but
love
but
you,
good
if
lord.
Sammy.
apparently only white people can be racist though. Am I right, fellas?
That's what they
So,
like to say, but boy, they've never talked to a fucking Asian before or a Mexican
oh
about black
no.
people.
Oh
Yep,
yes,
that
the no
scares them.
nigger zone. That no nigger zone guy is still one of my favorite clips ever during the Black Lives Matter shit a few years ago. Did you ever see that, Akiba?
Uh,
No.
There's a fucking they like jump a fence into a gated community or something, and I have it on my phone for sure, but um, it's like the film from the perspective of a black guy.
Uh-huh.
It's like, and the dude, he's clearly like holding his phone down. He's towering over this Asian dude who looks like Mr. Miyagi, kind of, quite frankly.
Oh, okay, okay.
Um, and he's like, the dude behind the camera is like, "Are you aware?" Damn, I can't quite remember. He's yeah, it's I literally have it right here. He's the the guy's like, well, the Asian guy's like, well, we've had problems in this area before. We look after each other, blah blah blah. He's like, well, are you aware of the guy behind the camera at that point is like, are you aware, of the white supremacist, blah 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 blah. And the Asian guy's like, just cuts him off. He's like, look, this is a no nigger zone. You guys get the fuck out of. You guys can
Oh
get the
yeah, yeah,
fuck out
yeah.
of. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I know that one. Yeah, yeah. Took me a minute to remember. I remember now. Yeah.
yeah, I rem- I rem- I remember that too. There's I guess so. Louis C.K. was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking about like how during his exile he
Because
left.
this is a no nigger zone. Because this is a no nigger zone.
Perfect.
Oh yeah. He's like, I want you guys to leave, and they're like, why? He's like, because this is a no nigger zone. Like, just straight the fuck out. No,
No
I mean,
hesitation.
no hesitation.
It was
He knew
normal.
what- Yeah,
It was
it's
normal.
part of his world, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just goes to show. So I mean, like I was saying, Louis C.K. was on, you know, about I guess exile in Europe, and he told a story about how he went into like this old neighborhood, and there was like a tour of this old like area, I think in Germany or something, right? And this tour guide was going, and you have the Jew the Jew lives here, right? He didn't even refer to as the Jews. He just referred to as the Jew singular, and you've got to watch out for them. And I mean, as far as blacks, there aren't any blacks here. I can't do the bit justice, but it's something too that affect that. I mean, there's racism in the world everywhere,
Oh yeah.
Of
basically.
course. Yeah. I mean, it's. I used to describe it like use like the nature example, where like different species tend to kill each other or not coexist. Sometimes they do, and when they do, things can happen beneficial for both of them. But it's just not in the nature of cats to live with birds, or snakes to live with mice. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's not.
even
People are like that's not the same fucking thing. I mean, it's not, but it's just speaking to the biological nature of everything. Obviously, we're more self
advanced.
aware. At least we're more aware of ourselves than a lot of these creatures, and perhaps more advanced in our limbs and stuff. But yeah, we're still all made from the same shit, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
True.
I
True.
don't think it's unnatural to judge things the way you see them. What is bad is what can be bad is how you act on those feelings, which is what makes us different from a lot of those animals.
Sure.
And it's the problem with this whole racism. And I said this years ago before I started to get real drunk all the time. Was my problem with the Black Lives Matter shit is, you convince enough of these kids that they're victims, even just for the simple shit that every human being deals with, and perhaps better, bad, quote unquote, bad things that happen to most people. You convince them that it's all the white man's fault, and it surrounds them. It's on CNN. It's in the fucking
Yeah.
newspaper. It's at school. They're gonna enough of them are gonna believe it that that's shit's dangerous, man. And
I mean,
they're gonna that's igniting something in their it's something that's already there. You know what I mean? Just
yeah,
inflaming it the
it's
same way the KKK and shit used to do.
yeah, and I mean, I've said this before too, and I think you and I have even had a conversation about this, but it's like, back when I was in school, and like, are things perfect for the black community? No, but it's like when I was in school, like, you had your black friends and you had your, friends of different mix of different races, but you never talked about it because it was never really, it
It
wasn't
didn't
something
it
that
didn't
was
matter.
talked about. Yeah, it didn't matter. And now they're forcing kids to talk about it, which in a way is kind of that in and of itself kind of seems racist, right? Because
Of course it does.
we're supposed to be, if we really want to be colorblind, quote unquote, then why force someone to talk about the thing that you want? Yeah. Anyway,
Well,
it's backwards logic.
I don't know though. I mean, look, there is. It's not backwards logic because the truth is you can't hide from shit like that. You can't just
Sure.
pretend it's not real. But again, I know you like to pretend we're in the same age group, Sammy, but I'm a decade plus older than you, and even in my generation, it was well understood. Racism, the way people were treated in the past, it wasn't hammered down my fucking throats, down our throats. Your headphones, dude. I feel like every fucking episode, whatever earbuds you're wearing, they just kerthunk, kerthunk, one ear then the other. It's like a goddamn one of those Newtonian pendulums. Um, but yeah, like
Yeah.
I feel like I grew up in the least racist generation that the planet has perhaps ever seen. And I suppose you're part of that, Sammy. Akaba, you as well. There's a lot, anybody that grew up in the late 80s through the early 2000s, I would say. But in America, rather.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, I don't. I feel older every fucking day. I don't know what the answer is for
So do
young
I.
people. The answer is for young people anymore. I can't even figure it out for myself, much less, give advice to these kids, you know, or even suggest advice for them. In
I
a lot of cases.
well, I feel like a lot of this, online, you know, shit shit posting culture that some of these kids get into. it's not that they're racist at all, right? It's that they've been so ingrained, to be anti-racist
Look,
that they just
go ahead, finish.
that some of them just do it because they're doing it because they're not supposed to. It's a rebellion thing.
Exactly. I was just gonna say I would rather have all of them be the shit posters and say horrible things that they don't really mean on the internet compared
Yeah.
to what's actually happening. You realize what percentage of young people in the country want to be influencers, quote unquote? They want to be internet influencers of some sort. It's like
A
it's like
terrible
30
amount.
It's like 35% in Indiana. I saw a chart the other day that scared the fucking shit out of me. It's like over a quarter of the country. I think it's like 35-40%, perhaps significantly more than that. honestly don't remember.
Yeah,
I mean, what were
it's
the old figures for those that wanted to be actors and movie stars and TV stars, though, and shit?
Sure. That's true. The only difference is they didn't have the opportunity. They didn't have access to Hollywood and movies when they wanted to be those things, or spaceships or fire trucks. You know what I mean?
True.
They have the internet. They have cameras. They can sit and they can spark a community of 15 people real fucking quick, and then turns into 100. You know what I mean? That is the problem. This
yeah.
internet influencer, it's a problem for kids for sure. I think that's what's really going on here. Is these kids are growing up on this shit instead of living a life and then coming to the internet to have to do a thing, have fun, fuck around, maybe be bad. Where kids used to throw bottles at windows and shit, we would log on and say the N-word and tell people to kill themselves.
Oh, those were the days.
Yeah, I know, right? And laugh ourselves to fucking death about it. But yeah, and now kids their entire lives are wrapped around what comments they get, how many likes they get, and things like that.
And their
Yeah,
analytics.
Exactly, their analytics.
Which is kind of funny because so Akaba and I are actually pretty close. We're close in age, but I remember when I was in high school, the social media thing was just starting, so I didn't miss it. But I remember it was kind of a thing, and I never really cared that much about the amount of likes and whatnot. But I remember.
Holy shit! 86% of young Americans. 86% of young Americans want to be a social media influencer.
Yeah, but I mean, God, think about just in general, how much of the dumb shit we wanted to be as kids.
Again, how
And
much
as
access did we
teenagers.
have? How much access did we actually have to those things? I wanted to be a fucking skateboarder. I wanted to be a rock star. Those are the two. I also, earlier on, I wanted to be a Marine sniper and a fucking Air Force pilot. But I have bad eyes, and I didn't want to go in the Army or the military. But yeah, I rode a skateboard like a motherfucker, and I played the guitar like a son of a bitch. But that didn't make. I mean, again, it's a different world now, dude. All you need is one viral
But what I'm
video.
saying is, yeah, but even then, it can fizzle. There's no guarantee. How many
Yeah.
fizzle out?
Right.
How many
And
get
how
the
many-
one shot and fizzle?
And how many of them are going to destroy their fucking lives because they got 30 million views on one video and spend the next 10 or 15 years of their life chasing that instead of doing something that matters, something productive?
I think the
That's my
ones who
point.
are capable of being productive will snap out of it. The ones who aren't productive probably would not have been very productive in society in general.
I think you're right in a lot of cases. I just think it's creating a
Because those
pool.
who will
Yeah.
try it and want it and realize they have to keep working will work for it and get where they get to over the course of a period. Those who it's that fucking oh yeah, you want to be, how are you going to be a fucking pro skateboarder if you don't go to comps, if you don't get a shop sponsor, if you're not hooked up with your local community? How are you going to get one if you don't have the community, first off? But second off, if that, okay, you get there, you find out, you go to your first pro am comp, you go into the am competition, you find out you're not the best motherfucker there. You have a decision to make. And those who end up becoming druggy skate bums who almost kill themselves for video to try and make a demo reel to sell to sponsors, they will probably never make it. And those with the actual talent will get signed, so on and so forth. It's the same kind of weeding out process. It's just,
Well, right, but
I think for us, it's just weird because there is an unusual lottery effect. Because normally for
Yeah.
most occupations of things we want to be, you have to have some level of proficiency within the field. In terms of being, and as general of a term as social influencer is, that can be many things, just from Instagram photos to fan accounts to fan Twitter accounts to Twitter accounts to YouTubers to TikTokers, all these different kinds of social media platforms.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is, the weird thing is that most, I think, can obtain a level they're happy with. But as for making the money, I don't think they're going to chase that usually. Because you can only chase money so long before you start to starve.
Sure.
Well, and I also feel like the term e-celebrity or whatnot has also been really loaded because, right, like there are people who think that like I'm an e-celeb because I have 800 subscribers or whatever. To some people, that's a huge amount of, to some people that's like huge and astronomical.
Yeah.
To others, that's nothing,
To
right?
most, yeah.
And so, but again, it's all about perception. And I mean, I've been doing the show for so long that I enjoy doing the show because I enjoyed doing the show, right? Um, I mean, I'd love to monetize, but I'm not doing extreme shit yet. I'm not taking my wheelchair off any sweet rocket propelled jumps or anything like that.
No, I think if we just did some show prep, you could have a pretty successful show. But you know,
yeah,
God
we could, and
your motherfucker just pulled out the gun like, nah. Come on.
you're not wheeling away on that one, Sammy.
that was a fucking great that was a fucking kill shot.
Well,
So,
look, I had a couple different people ask me today what the Whitfield report was going to be about tonight, and my only response was, in 3 fucking years, I have never known what we were talking about, other than when I see the title of the stream. Sometimes we'll throw out, he'll be like, hey, we'll talk about this. And then usually we don't. I never said all of this. I just said
Right.
in 3 years, I never fucking know.
well, yeah. I mean,
I could
Exactly.
I could do my part too. It's not an Akibus here. He's a fucking nerd. He could do more work. I'm not doing any.
Oh,
I
well,
could and I should. I should at least take some notes about things I'd like to talk about. Save a link or two. That's not hard to do.
yeah.
But
Part of Well, I mean, so here's part of the other thing too is, and this kind of goes back to what I was talking about with like the kind of the whole internet culture and whatnot. So other than prepping for this show and whatnot, I really don't watch the news or even read the political news online that much anymore because on either side there's always going to be some sort of clickbaity thing that just gets people outraged or upset or something, and it's usually at the end of the day it's nothing burgers in the political world, right? And same with a lot of the celebrity stuff. So so it's hard to kind of predict week to week what we're going to be talking about unless we have like a guest that we're going to be having or something. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point.
And this is how the sausage is made, folks. Ain't it delicious?
Imagine eating this good.
Oh, goddamn. Jesus Christ.
So,
I missed it.
What? You missed what?
And nothing. Whatever you guys were laughing about, but it doesn't matter.
God fucking damn it, Apex.
Sorry.
so
I had a sneezing fit.
Oh,
Oh.
so Apex was just sneezing as I was explaining.
And then snot. I don't know. Maybe I'm allergic to these fucking cats. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
You're surrounded by them, and I don't know.
Yeah, I basically breathe cat fur. Yeah.
Goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, though,
Yep.
I feel like we derailed one of Akaba's gaming news stories as we always
You
do.
derail a lot more than just that, but it's okay.
Did we have fun though? That's the key. That's the ticket.
What
though.
did we learn? That's
What did we learn?
Nothing is fun anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it can be. Just depends.
Not inherently. You have to find the fun.
Exactly. Yeah. Nothing is just fun anymore. You have to try for it to be fun. That's true.
We learned that I don't do political, show prep anymore because the news is so fucking depressing and whatnot. Even though it's kind of designed to be that way now. Honestly, it's clickbait. That's how they make their money. So
We should still just come up with like 4 bullet points.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 4 or 5 things to just talk about. We can go through them as we go. Doesn't have to be no in-depth research needed. We can talk about that shit on the fly.
Yeah. No, I used to be like super anal about, like having detailed show notes, and then I'd barely cover them, but now it's the exact opposite. It's weird. The
Yeah.
show's gone through some strange evolutions.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's not all you. Some of it's on me. Some of it's on, just the weird circles that I've entered into over the years. But
Ooh, you know what? I have an interesting little anecdote here. I went to the Shed Aquarium. Did I talk about this last week? I didn't. I went because I went Sunday.
Oh, you told me you went into the shed.
The Field Museum.
Oh yeah.
I went to the Field Museum a while back, and then I just went to the Shed Aquarium, which was significantly more fun. Just because the things that you're looking at are alive,
Yeah.
Because again, in the Field
Yeah.
Museum, it's just a bunch of dead shit that you could go see. It's just little birds and whatever. But yeah, I mean, I got to see them training the belugas. They came up and spit water at me, which was cool.
That is cool. Yeah.
It was fun. It was actually pretty fun. We were there for a few hours, and then we were walking around. They have like 5 gift shops in the fucking place, of course, and we were walking around one of the ones towards the front of the building, and I saw this hoodie, which is just like a number 10 with like a tree in the middle of the 0. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a cool. It's just basic. Again, I like stripped down, just basic kind of design.
Sure.
I like the color, so I picked it up and I held it up, and I'm like, damn, this feels nice. I threw the fucking thing on, and I'm tall and I'm skinny and I'm lanky as fuck. So to find things that fit me in the torso and in the arms is difficult. I put this hoodie on. It's probably the best fitting thing I've ever put on in my life. It's like, holy shit, what the fuck even is this? And I pull the tag up. $80. It's $80 for this goddamn hoodie.
Yep.
And I'm like, you know what, dude? Fuck it. I mean, you go on these things to spend money. Whatever. Turns out it's by a company called 10 Tree. And it's perhaps the first virtue signal purchase I've ever made in my life, and I didn't even mean to. Because this company plants 10 trees every time you buy something from them. Which I'm assuming is how they justify marking it up
Yeah.
so
They
significantly.
better for that fucking price.
But I'm not
working their asses off.
I'm not lying to you. It's organic cotton and shit. It is the nicest thing I've ever worn on my body. It's so comfortable and it fits so good. I've already washed it once. I was worried about commenting on it publicly before I washed it because I was afraid it was gonna fucking, turn into a toddler's fucking sweater. You know what I mean? You know how that shit happens.
Yeah.
But no, it's fucking awesome. I love it. And I had a good time. Shed Aquarium. There was one dead fish. It's in the whole place. It was fun. It was cool, man. I feel bad for the animals in a lot of cases, but what are you
Yeah, I
gonna do?
know. I think I told you. I think I might have told you off air that I've been to Chicago like 7 times total
Yeah.
in my life. And yeah, the Shedd Aquarium is cool. The Chicago Art Museum is also cool if you like art.
Art and the science and industry is where it's next on the list.
Wait, hold on. So you're saying if I'm into art, I should go to the art museum? Shit! Fuck! I was planning to go to the coal factory.
Yeah. I should.
Well, I mean,
Sometimes you're at the whim of your Mexican.
well, there's that too. But what I'm saying is like some art museums are just kind of meh, whatever, and then some are really good. That's
Yeah.
what I'm.
Oh yeah.
And the one in
Chicago.
And the one in Chicago is good. So
Yeah, for sure. They also have the some sort of space and something or other.
now people in Chicago, that's
Well-
something else entirely.
That's the funny thing is like I talk to people in my local area. I'm like, oh, I went to the aquarium, and they're like, you didn't get shot? Like, dude, there's people riding around on fucking Uber bicycles and shit. Like the seagulls let themselves into buildings. Like it's not. It's the South Side. It's where, right by fucking. I mean, where again, Shedd Aquarium, Field Museum, the Observatory, the Science and Industry, and the Art Museum. They're all right fucking there on Lake Michigan. You know what I mean? And that whole area is posh. It's basically they wish they're New York City. They think they're New York City, but that's basically what they are. It's like Manhattan.
The last, everyone's always worried about, getting shot in like the south side of Chicago, right? But the last quote unquote mass shooting that got everyone up in arms happened in like Hyde Park or,
Yeah.
like a really
We all
ritzy area, right?
we also had that fucking that guy, that tranny guy recently. Wait, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Highland Park.
Oh,
Yeah, which is
Highland Park, yeah.
Yeah, which is like a rich Jewish fucking area of Chicago.
Yeah.
I know
And
it sounds
they
like a joke, but it's not.
No, it's not. But they made it seem like it was the worst like shooting that ever happened.
Gee, I wonder why.
A bit of
Oi.
prevention. A bit
Oi,
of prevention.
Oy vey. They shot up our kids. Anyway.
Good
Yeah.
lord.
What are you? Yeah, Akiba, what are you doing here, man?
I don't know. I'm just seeing where it goes.
You have a career supposedly that may or may not hinge on this podcast. Is that what you suggested a little bit ago?
No.
Okay, good.
Thank Because otherwise, I'd be a lot more worried than I am now if that was the case.
Yeah, no shit. Look, it could affect mine, I suppose, at some point too. But who
Oh
cares?
dear. Oh dear.
Well, it could affect all of ours. So
I'm pretty good at
I
running a chainsaw. I don't think loggers care about internet shit.
I should
Hopefully
have.
not. We should start worrying if they do.
Hey man, I saw on Instagram that you said the N word with this crippled boy like 3 years ago. Get the fuck out of my camp. Go home.
No, no, it's just the opposite. It's like, hey man, I saw you saw the N word. That was totally based. You're higher.
Yeah, no, because that's just as bad. Because then they're gonna be like, yeah, man, you can. Why don't you come to my meeting this fucking Saturday night? Bring it. You got to bring your own fucking sheets and bring a bunch of whiskey and your own shotgun shells. We're gonna shoot something. I'm not gonna tell you what yet, though. Like,
Will there be
whoa,
hot
what the
dogs,
fuck?
hamburgers? Shit, I'm
Like,
down. Let me bring some
No.
beer too, boys. Shit.
No, the joke
Oh.
was they're gonna wrangle up a black guy and they're gonna make me shoot him.
Well, see, he wouldn't tell me that, so I wouldn't know that. So I
Of
think
course.
he was inviting me to a nice function. I shouldn't
then you-
assume the worst of somebody because he's a Southern gentleman, Apex. Shame on you.
Listen, young man, there was a black man. There was a black man dragging behind his truck. It was tied to his tailgate.
Shit.
You could not have not seen it, sir. You're going to jail.
There's actually I don't know. Have either of you guys seen Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I know the theme song. Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da, yeah.
Yeah, the Larry David show.
Uh-huh.
Well, anyway, yeah. The premise is he's Jewish. Shocker. And there's one episode where he's out getting morning coffee and he accidentally bumps into a KK member and spills his coffee on the guy's robe or whatever.
Ooh.
So he offers to get the guy's robe dry cleaned, right? And one of the whole premises is he's like, for a Klansman, this guy is actually pretty, he's pretty decent. He's a gentleman. And and he's going around to like all his friends who are also Jewish, saying this, and they're like, what do you mean he's gentlemanly for a Klansman? And he's like, no, he's very polite, he's got some anger. I mean if someone screwed me over on my taxes, I would kind of be pissed too. So
What?
and then just the premise is that no one will take this guy's dry clean, even though the guy asking for it is Jewish. So it's a pretty funny show. So
That's awesome. We should call this the fucking Explaining TV Shows podcast.
which believe it or not, there's an entire podcast genre based on that.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But they all also have insanely hot women on the panel too. Usually,
You know what I was thinking about, Sammy? I had a bit of a. I'm glad I just thought about this because I had a bit of a revelation. My YouTube feed, for whatever fucking reason, for years now, has been flooded with reaction videos to typically like music or other like Jordan Peterson video. It's for some reason it's a lot of black people, like black people, rap fan or rapper, reacts
Yeah.
to first time hearing Metallica or fucking, that type of shit. Black black person, reacting to Jordan Peterson and shit like that. And I have to admit that I have clicked on one or two of those just to see. My favorite are the black people react to Tool, but reaction videos are fucking cancer on YouTube. But like what could we, Akiba? What could we have Sam do reaction videos to that could make him famous, or
That's
like
all.
get him some traction?
I'm
That's
not gonna
also.
pretend to learn. I'm not gonna pretend to know what the algorithm fucking wants, man.
Mm-mm-mm.
I ain't a slave to the goddamn
I did.
system.
I didn't ask that. I asked what you
To
thought.
make him famous, that's something you gotta
Oh, okay.
follow the
Okay.
algorithm with.
I'm sorry. I will retract the to make him famous part. What should he do
Okay.
that would be funny and fun? I mean,
I
he already
mean-
listens to all kinds of. He already listens to all kinds of music. I mean, Sammy doesn't watch anime, right? I don't watch anime either. But I bet you some listeners do.
I you
I
know
guess, yeah, something you're not a fan of would be the way to go with it.
Yeah, something you're not familiar with. That's what we got to
Yeah.
narrow it down to.
I
Something
think
that a lot of people love. That you'd have to make the title catchy and things like that.
Yeah, the contrarian type of shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I think that's what gets the attention. It's like, oh, I'm a rap fan, but I'm listening to metal, and then you have a black dude that's like, oh shit, like in the in the screen or the thumbnail.
Or dudes that are into metal that are like, oh fuck, what is he got? Is it like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Metal dude listens to fucking Tech Nine. They're like, hands on their head, like, oh, what the fuck? In the
I
thumbnail.
mean, if it's the right Tech Nine track, they will go insane. But
fuck yeah, hell yeah,
that's neither here nor there.
I had a
We
funny
love tech.
I had a funny idea for a sketch though, which is crippled guy reacts to triathlon videos.
There you go.
That's pretty good.
What-
Well, hold
what-
on. Yeah, hold on. That's expanding on that idea. Damn it, I'm gonna lose my idea. You should respond to or react to the Special Olympics, bro. Certain categories, and just talk shit and be like, I could do that better, or whatever, something like that. But fuck, I knew it.
Yeah.
I had a better idea, but I didn't want to, step on yours. It'll come back to me. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know it will come back. It will usually after the show it'll come back.
Shut up.
but it'll come back.
Oh, that's right. Sammy's Crippled Gaming channel, where you actually do gaming, but you play games like you walk.
What?
It's
Which is
So-
bad.
yeah, yeah.
You
Okay.
you like crawl, like maybe even intentionally, maybe play it up a little bit, like be really bad at the game, but be really active with the commentary, like talk shit to the game, be vocal, you know what I mean? Be vocal. Be like,
Yeah,
be really bad at a game, but talk shit while you do it. Be like, fuck you, I'm crippled, bitch. When people talk shit in the comments, they're like, that's not how you do that.
that ought to just be my response when I play Elden Ring now is fuck
Well,
you.
dude, that's exactly that's a perfect example. Elden Ring's a little harder of a game than I was picturing in my mind. I was thinking like, Mario Tennis or something. But
No, no, you want to know
God
if you want to know something funny, one of the reasons why my eye hand coordination is as good as it is because I was a gamer.
well, look, the shit's got to go somewhere, and it's not in your knees and ankles and shit, so.
Jeez, now
God
now
damn.
now, folks, I thank you for leading into this segue. I do want to point out that on occasion I will get the Apex Scan dude is an asshole for making cripple jokes.
Yeah.
How could you let him say stuff like that to you, Sammy? he's supposed to be your friend, and it's like, yes, he is, and that's exactly why I allow him, because I enjoy him busting my balls. I would rather have that than him be like, oh, Sammy, I'm so sorry you're crippled.
Yeah,
No,
some fake shit, man.
yes,
Look, admittedly, look, I will be the first to admit that I have been more than a little intoxicated, and even I have some of the things that have come out of my mouth with the context have been like, Jesus Christ, dude, what? But it's just, just being, it's just funny, just being
yeah,
fun. I don't mean it. I love you, buddy.
no,
And
yeah, no,
you know,
no,
the
it's
off,
just
none of that shit
I know
matters.
that,
It's supposed to be entertaining. The off-air shit.
yeah.
You and I know that. Fuck these people, fucking losers. If you don't get it,
Yeah. If you don't get, I mean, how I say horrendous, shit to some people. I mean, I say shit to my gay friends who I call my gay friends faggots.
I mean, you've
That's
said some
how.
pretty hurtful things to me on air that were really funny. You know,
Oh
they
yeah,
were really,
yeah,
they were really funny. So,
yeah. So I've I've
hmm so
I've
shut up,
told,
quit
yeah,
crying. Sammy's fine, and we're good. And
yeah.
I don't
I'm
know.
fine.
Akiba's just a fucking. I don't know what this creep's
I'm
deal is.
fucking just here. I don't know anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see. Genius Anus keeps calling Akaba a weeb, and
Well, and so does someone in my Discord who will remain unnamed as of yet. They think you're a weeb.
I mean, that's fair, I guess. I don't
You
know
like
where,
it?
I don't know how, but
Do you like anime? I thought you didn't like anime.
I'm once in a while there's a cool thing, and I'm like, that's a cool thing. And
Yeah.
that's kind of where it ends.
Okay.
Is
I
it
stopped actively watching anything in main rotation back in like '09.
Okay.
Gamma?
I
Can I
I think I
ask?
watch more cartoons than I do more modern cartoons than I do anime. Let me put it like that.
What's the differentiation there? How do you?
You're not going to call somebody who watches a bunch of cartoons a weeaboo.
Well, like, what's a cartoon? A modern cartoon?
American, Western made, North American produced and distributed cartoon. What we in America would call cartoons.
So, like the Flintstones, dude, or I mean, I'm asking for like a modern example.
Yeah. A modern example, fucking
Rick and Morty?
well, sure, yeah. Rick and Morty, The Amazing World
That-
of Gumball, Craig of the Creek, Teen Titans Go. Do I need to keep going?
A bunch of shit I've never heard of.
Some would say fucking. Well, yeah, of course. But do you watch cartoons regularly anymore?
It sounds like some American weeb shit.
Oh my god, that's not how weed works.
It does now. Hey, look, is that a thing?
That
yet?
is not. No, that's not. It's not, and it never will be. You're trying.
No.
I don't think you get there.
Just look. I'm just throwing shit at the wall, buddy.
You're the one who started the question. Why are you throwing shit at the wall? I'm trying to answer your question.
Hey, look.
No, now Akaba knows how I feel when he tries to derail my shit.
Well, no. I mean, I just don't understand the difference between, a bunch of cartoons nobody's ever heard of and a bunch of anime, Japanese cartoons that nobody's ever heard of that people are obsessed with.
Weeaboo has every. It's if you're a weeaboo, it has to do with the fact of something being Japanese.
Okay, so it's
If you're obsessed
specifically
with the
Japanese.
culture, if you're obsessed with the culture, you act like you're Japanese. You want to be Japanese. You exclusively try to eat or drink as many Japanese things as possible. Use Japanese all the time. If anime is your entire fucking anime is so much better than American cartoons. Like, it's what anime obsessed teenagers are usually, and most of them grow out of it.
Fucking PewDiePie moved to fucking Japan.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
I'm sure he can live very cheaply for the amount of money he has.
I don't even know how I know that. But
how do you know that? That is interesting.
that's a good question.
You secretly a PewDiePie fan?
Well, look, I'd be a liar if I said I hadn't watched a bunch of his videos over the years. But yeah, I think actually when my most recent YouTube account got banned and I had to start a new one, it started offering me up, the most popular shit, PewDiePie being one of them. And I think, yeah, he got married and then he made videos about moving to Japan. I'm pretty sure, unless I dreamed that for some reason.
I don't think you did.
Yeah. Props to that,
Sounds about
nigga.
right.
Yeah, one kind of going back to the thing of how all kids want to be like internet influencers now. I know that like one of the YouTubers that I guess is like huge with kids apparently now is Mr. Beast or
Oh yeah.
whatever. But
I've heard his name around. I don't know what he does.
he does. I'm not completely sure what he does, but he does like
He basically gives a shitload of money to people and then makes videos about giving a shitload of money to people in various ways. Kind of almost not quite Fear Factor, but the same sort of idea without like I mean, there's still a challenge part to it in a lot of cases, but it's not like gross or physically challenging or anything like that in most cases.
Right.
But
Like
But, I mean-
I'm giving $500,000 to the first person to get to the top of this cheese pyramid or something, and then he has like a bunch of subscribers and friends or whatever climb this mountain of cheese. This is entirely hypothetical because that's not a real video, but some shit like that.
Right.
I mean, it's hypothetical right now, but he's crazy enough to be like listening to this, and I don't know why he would, but he would be like, "That's actually a great idea. I am going to make a pyramid out of cheese," and then he would do it. But see,
Yeah.
he's one of those people that grinds a lot to make his videos behind
Yeah,
the scenes.
it's all he does, right?
Yeah, and so a lot of these kids that want to be like social media influencers, they don't understand that that just like everything else, you have to put work into it. I don't think.
Well, now, see, there's there's also people like Whistling Diesel, which I don't imagine either of you have ever heard of. But he is a YouTuber who I don't even know. He's several million subscribers. He's younger than He's younger than you, Sam. And he makes videos. He's a redneck, and he makes videos destroying vehicles. I can't even really describe it. He does. It's probably my favorite channel on YouTube because this dude, he comes clearly from a fairly wealthy family, but he's done all this shit. He's filmed, the first several dozen videos on his iPhones and shit. It's very cool. It's all redneck shit. If you don't care about watching vehicles, get destroyed, jumping things, and lighting on fire, whatever. It's very cool. That's all I can. But he's one of those that's like, he had money from the get go for sure, but mostly he had friends and an ambition. His first couple of videos were he took within his first couple, he took the rubber off of the tires of a four-wheeler and then welded spikes going out at like between 45 and 90 degree angles off of the rims. You know what I mean? So he had just wheels of spikes basically, and that got him a bunch of traction, made him some money, and then he's just keeps pouring money into it. So he has a shitload of money now, and he's a 22-year-old, 23-year-old kid, but he doesn't give a fuck. It's pretty cool. I enjoy his videos. Anybody listening should check him out.
I will, just because I mean, like, that usually isn't my type of thing, but like destroying vehicles, that does kind of seem cool. Well, blowing shit up. So
Well, he's got a couple of series on like durability of certain vehicles, and he has one on the Hilux, the Toyota Hilux, and I just want to share, just to give you guys a little taste. You guys keep talking for a second while I find which one this is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, okay, I got it. I
Got
got
it?
it. No, shut up. I got
Good?
it. We're good.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Yep.
We're gonna.
Okay.
Yep. We're gonna share. Yes,
Right.
I understand.
Let's see.
Window. Brave tab.
Are we gonna get there?
Yeah.
We will surely get to Karkand, I believe.
You guys
Fucking
got it?
Battlefield
Okay.
2. That was a good game. All right, here we go.
Can you see me? Can you guys see me? You got me.
Yep. Yep.
We're only gonna play it. We're only gonna play a few seconds of this, but this is the intro to Toyota Hilux durability test. Okay.
Well,
Hold on. We're gonna shrink that because my poor computer cannot handle that.
yeah, there's some CPU grinding.
Yeah, shush.
Welcome, friends, to the next first episode.
Damn it. This isn't the right one.
Well, the attempt was made. And I think
Let's
you
see
did
if it's-
good. I think it's a good attempt.
Let's see if it's this one. We're gonna try this one. Oh, it's not this one. Oh, it is.
Well,
Y'all good? Hello, and welcome to the second episode of Hilux testing. Are Hiluxes as durable as Top Gear says they are? Today, we find out. Will they handle a roll and drive just fine afterwards? We'll find that out in a second. Can you actually drop them from the top of a building? We don't find that out today, but we find some other things out. Last time we did some normal average tests that you would do every day. That's what we're gonna do again today. So I simulated the average car wreck. We'll see what can a Hilux handle a normal average, little more than average car wreck, and we're also gonna see how they tow with a gooseneck, an empty, completely unloaded gooseneck. Can you flip me back over?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so I won't bore you guys anymore. But,
it sounds looks pretty interesting though.
it's
But
something.
look, just flip a car. Continue your intro. That's just that's something, right?
I mean, it's not
It's
something
something
everyone
for
can
content.
do.
It's something for content. It says something for content anyway.
Absolutely.
Listen, if I had the money and I could afford one of those like self-driving cars, I would just do. I would
You
just
would do that.
like, I would do vlogs from my self-driving car and be like, "Hey, look, guys, I'm crippled, but I'm in a self-driving car. And I've been touching the steering wheel."
Yay! Everybody, celebrate! Celebrate!
Good
Yeah.
Lord.
Something like
It would-
something
it
like
would,
that.
It would be an interesting format, I think.
Mhm.
Well, hell, lots of YouTubers do car videos now. So
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I did one. Remember back in the day?
yeah, I
I
do.
did one on the way to save Alan Powell.
Yeah. yeah. Oh God, that was a long
time
time
ago. Yeah.
That whole saga started a whole internet feud of epic
Yeah.
proportions.
Yeah. You see Owen rat out Gavin for faking his swatting.
I did, and it was hilarious. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to my buddy Sean, I love you, but as we've talked about, yeah, Gavin's a faggot for doing
Yeah.
that. So,
Well, what do you guys got planned for your 9/11? You got any fireworks or anything?
oh geez,
Well,
you
I'll
know, I was thinking of I was thinking of maybe like buying a remote control airplane for you know, not to do anything, but just to fly around or something. I don't know.
it's not a bad idea. Speaking of planes, I got a flight in a couple hours. I'm gonna be going to Benghazi, visiting
Yeah.
old times, making some
Damn.
motherfuckers pay for some shit that, just usual. How any American should spend 9/11 somewhere in the Middle East doing some things. So,
Revisit the Clinton era.
Benghazi's beautiful. It's beautiful this time of year. Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Especially with the right kind of fireworks in the sky. So that's what I think I'll be doing for mine.
Well, and if you're on the East Coast, happy. Well, I mean, I don't know if we can really call it happy.
I fucking dude, I got you so good. Sammy, you're too easy sometimes, man. Jesus Christ.
Was that really your intention? Was to have him say that?
No, but it baited him good and it sounded good. I like look, never mind.
But
Happy 9/11, everybody.
Oh my god. Happy or merry?
I you
I think happy sounds
don't-
better.
So you're telling me go ahead, Sam?
Like that is a good question though, because the last year was like the 20th anniversary, and I feel weird because like anniversaries are supposed to be like happy events you usually and whatnot, but the fact that like everyone was referring to it as an anniversary, I'm like, I feel weird calling it that because
Yeah.
like
Well,
So are you saying to me that so you're saying it shouldn't be merry, right? Basically that's what you're both saying. That should be happy.
I didn't say that.
Oh,
Yeah, the word.
I mean, it definitely wasn't a merry day, but it wasn't.
So you're telling me that if I leave WMDs under the 9/11 tree, that Saint Bush won't come in the night to see if I've been a good boy or a terrorist boy and take me to a black site to the North Cuba pole black site?
Listen,
Damn, that's some deep shit.
Bush Jr. might not, pick up your 9/11 tree, but I hear Santa Cheney might be giving away, gifts to all the good military subcontractors this year.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh,
dude.
I know what I need to get George Bush Jr. under my tree. Just a little bit of that old yayo. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I was just gonna say, I heard from my good friend Louis C.K. and Shane Gillis that George Bush Jr. was actually pretty chill.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, dude. That dude had to smoke blunts, like mad blunts, all the time.
Yeah, he was a incredibly empathetic human being. Was just trapped by whatever. Let's make excuses for fucking war criminals, why don't we? Sammy, you gonna kill this goddamn thing before I correct myself further? I'm just kidding. We can continue talking about
I had
nothing.
3 more pieces of news if you want to wrap up.
Oh,
the
go
night
ahead.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, go ahead, man.
Oh, yeah,
we can go on.
Actually,
Whatever, I don't give
4.
a fuck.
For fans of Jet Set Radio Future and Jet Set Radio, the team behind the spiritual successor, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, has officially pushed their release date back to summer of 2023. If you were waiting for Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, wait a little bit longer. It will be worth the wait. Moving right past that, because I'm pretty sure neither of y'all ever played Jet Set. Here's your one and only chance to object. No?
Nope, I never played it.
Very good. Moving right along in an interesting move, Kadokawa Publishing has announced that Sony Interactive Entertainment and Tencent subsidiary Six Joy Hong Kong Limited have bought a minority stake in the developer From Software. The purchase stock amounts approximately are around 36 billion yen, and for those of us in burger dollars, that is 260 million. Which is about 30% of the stock of the company. So, boy, Elden Ring did some stuff.
Yeah, no shit. Now,
I'm nervous to see where it goes.
Now, if I remember correctly, I think Tencent is the company that owns Discord. So does that mean that like
maybe possibly, but they also have high stakes in Epic Games and Riot Games. And
Tencent owns fucking everything.
Yeah, pretty much almost everything. They're like Embracer
They own
Group.
a lot.
Yeah, they're
a
like
lot
Embracer
of everything. Yeah.
So, that's interesting. It'll be interesting to see where FromSoft goes. I'm going to be curious to see in these next 5-7 years if Elden Ring was the pink of the company or not. So we will need to see on that. But very interesting. In other news, Arm Fantasia, the spiritual successor to the Japanese Western cowboy RPG franchise Wild Arms, has displayed a field test while their Kickstarter is still in progress of earning funds, which they have also succeeded, by the way. It is cool, it looks good, and it just shows you that this is not vaporware. Please give them your money if you want to see anime cowboys do anime cowboy things. Because we're never going to get another chance. It was back in the 2000s and then it stopped. If you want to see that again, give them good money. They do good work.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of people about whether or not you should give money to for their work, Cyberpunk 2077's first expansion DLC, Phantom Liberty, is set to launch in 2023 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PC, and believe it or not, the Stadia. I didn't know that was still a fucking thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I did see the DLC thing though today on PlayStation News or whatever the feed is on that.
They released a big update to help coincide with the anime launch on Netflix, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which you should absolutely see.
Is it out now? I saw that Cobra Kai dropped.
Edge Runners, if I'm not mistaken, is coming soon. One second, hold on. What else you're saying? Cobra Kai?
I was gonna say Cobra Kai dropped on Friday, I guess, which I was kind of surprised by because I thought we wouldn't get a new season until 2023. But I guess.
Interesting. September 13th is when Cyberpunk Edge Runners hits Netflix.
Oh wow! So like 2 days.
3 days.
Now.
On Tuesday. It'll be on Tuesday.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So that's coming out. So they pushed out a new update. I have gotten back into Cyberpunk, started a new character, and boy howdy, it did that thing where it's like, okay, I'm gonna play till midnight. What time is it? 2:30. Shit. Okay. All right. I'll play till fucking. I'll play till 3. All right. What time is it? 3:50. Fuck.
Yeah. No. I stayed up until 5 this morning playing Ghost of Tsushima.
That's such a good fucking game. But some breaking news. Nate Diaz beat Tony Ferguson in his seminal UFC bout.
Nice.
Oh wow!
He was not supposed to fight Tony Ferguson. He was supposed to fight Hamzat Shermaev, but Hamzat fucking missed weight by 8 fucking pounds.
Oof.
Seemingly on purpose. But yeah, Nate Diaz just announced he's going to be boxing. He's gonna go take over the boxing sport. Because he just finished this was his last fight in his contract with the UFC. Congrats to that fucking motherfucker, that gangster ass bitch.
Congrats to him.
If you've ever watched UFC, you know who fucking Nate Diaz is. That
Oh
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, he's the shit. But anyway, yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, best video game I played in the last 10 years.
It's a good one.
I've been enjoying it, and yeah, the only thing is I know some of the hardcore gamers out there are like, you need to play it with Japanese, you need to play it in Japanese with English subtitles, and it's like, nah, I'm not.
No. Because I think the subtitles are actually dub titles.
Oh,
So it's not even an accurate translation of the Japanese. It's localization of
Yeah,
it, if I remember.
I'm pretty sure it's dub titles, right? So it's like it's an approximation of the.
I know those are the
'Cause
same
if it were-
idiots that would say, "Oh, you need to play in Kurosawa mode," even though it's not a true Kurosawa mode.
Yeah. Look, dude, I never actually got every achievement or played in every mode. I never even beat it on the hardest difficulty before they started adding updates, which was one of the most ace moves a studio has done in a long time, just out of fucking nowhere, a year after they launched this highly successful single-player game in a market dominated by multiplayer online experiences, and they fucking killed it. A year later, they're like, oh, by the way, here's a bunch of free online shit.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now,
Before that, I played it. God damn, I put a lot of time into that game. I loved it. It is a very fun experience. I mean, there's a bit of minutia in there, but
sure.
not a whole lot. It's so pretty. Like you could be doing.
Oh,
I found
yeah.
myself at so many points just fucking. It sounds cliche too, because like the advertisements for the game pointed that out. Like, oh, it's fucking look how pretty. But for real, like you'd be riding on your goddamn horse and just be like, wait, where the fuck am I even at?
Because it's not the graphics count, it's the artistry count. It's the whole picture of wherever you're looking, it looks real, everything looks good, but it's distance. It all comes together in a way that you would see in the art.
Yeah.
The most creative and beautiful addition to any fucking video game I've seen in a long time is the gust of wind.
Oh,
to
dude,
show
it's
you
genius.
what
Oh,
direction to go.
yeah.
It's
That is-
stupid genius. It's
so good.
Good.
I have to be honest, that took me some getting used to, but like once I figured out
Sure,
what
it
it
should.
was, once I figured out what it was, I was like, oh my god, this is brilliant.
And you know
Literally
what the,
wind
and you know what
at
the
your
other
back.
thing is? You know what the other thing fucking is that on your, like, let's say your 230th time checking the wind, right? You'll still go, fuck, that looks good the way it's blowing. Fuck, that looks
Yeah.
Yeah, through the grass and shit. Yeah, man. It
when all the
touches
leaves
everything.
fly off the trees into the air, like, oh my god.
It touches everything. It's so good.
The first one in the tutorial where you're learning how to fight in the orange red leaves, and they're all
Dude,
Yeah.
I was literally just about to say that. I was
good.
literally just about to say
Fucking
that.
great minds think alike.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Dude, it's fantastical. It looks cinematic while looking like a video game,
Well,
and that is so hard for games to do.
and I don't know how it is on the PS4, Apex, but on the PS5 version, you can feel like every
Are
movement.
you flexing on me, you crippled bastard?
He's flexing on you. He's flexing
He
on
just
you. with
flex
that,
on me?
with that PS5. You know, oh my
Yeah.
special controller.
Oh, I don't know how it looks on your piece of shit fucking setup.
Hey,
But
listen,
on my
I've got
Go ahead.
I've got a 1080p TV, so I'm still at 1080p, but
The
it
game
looks-
only outputs at 1080p. Shut the fuck up.
that well.
There's no
Thank you.
native
Ac-
4K, is
yeah,
there?
you're not helping.
What? My fucking output on my PS4 for Ghost of Tsushima is 1080p. It's the same
No, I was
resolution.
talking I was
Oh.
talking about Sammy. He's not helping himself.
Oh,
Eh,
of course he's not helping himself, other than when he wants a beer.
He's-
Well,
Then he has to
Oh.
help himself.
oh shit. That's
Shots fired.
Sammy, you can only mention that fucking PS5 so many times, brother.
no. No. I was just. Yeah, you're right. I was also just curious. I was curious as to whether or not you guys got like if the vibrations in the dual sense work.
I think we had vibrations on the PS4 for the wind. It's been a
Yeah.
minute since I played it.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like too. Is like every time, like you strike your sword and like even it going back into the sheath and whatnot, you can feel it. It's really it's interesting.
The whole game's fucking fantastic. They did wonderful
so
on
good.
that whole game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's one fight in like a rose, or I don't remember, but there's red petals on the ground somewhere in the middle of the map. Same kind of vibe where it's
Yeah.
like it's out in the middle of a field, but it's just covered in red petals of something. Every step, it's so good. The combat's it's not fucking Dark Souls, it's not Elden Ring, but it's so pretty. It's so nice to play. It still feels good to get the shit right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of a quick time event type of shit, but still.
I mean, somewhat, but they execute it well. It's not. It doesn't feel forced like some QTE things do.
Yeah, there's some skill. I can't even remember. It's been so long since I've played now. But where you can, when you run into random bandits or or random groups of people on the roads or whatever. It's like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
You start out. You can get you can automatically kill one. You like do a stance and it fucking builds up. But
Oh,
you
yeah.
kill that guy.
Oh yeah, the standoff mode. Yeah.
The standoff mode, right? You can like add to that. You can get up to like 5 dudes on that
Yeah.
thing. Shot, slice through the whole camp. You're like, it takes forever. You're like towards the end of the game by the time you get there. But dude, just that shit feels so awesome because
It
you do
feels
those
good to do,
standoffs.
yeah.
Yeah, you do those standoffs so many times, and then you fucking end up fighting whatever's left, which whatever. But yeah, it's fun. It's a very fun game. I loved it a lot.
Well, and the fact it's like, I mean, it is fiction, but the fact that like it is partially based in like actual historical reality is
Which,
cool too.
by the way, I thought it was funny. I just saw on my YouTube feed for some fucking reason, or maybe it was Twitter, whatever, that Ubisoft is finally doing a feudal Japan Assassin's Creed.
Are they?
Is that Ubisoft? Yes, they are.
Are you sure?
I saw a thing. It was official Ubisoft account.
Okay, okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, well,
Is it true?
Kotaku's reporting it is.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Red.
Yeah, that's exactly what I saw.
Reports and leaks officially made it to the news, yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be as good as Ghost of Tsushima. I'm going to say that now.
What?
Kotaku
Kotaku says now that they're going to Ghost of Tsushima will have some competition. Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, Shinobi versus Samurai game. That's how that works.
I mean, it's just so funny where like the fans have been asking for that game, Assassin's Creed fans, for a decade,
since
right?
Since the second.
Yeah, literally forever. It's fucking.
I've been asking for it for the second, and then it just never came. You keep hoping for good shit, wanting for good shit, and then good shit don't come.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima came out what 3 years ago now?
No, I think it's longer.
4? Oh shit, really?
Well before COVID.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh wait, no. I guess I'm wrong. 2020, July 17.
Ooh. Okay, so 2 years. It's 2 years old.
Wow,
That's about enough time. That's about enough time for Ubisoft to go, look how much fucking success these motherfuckers are getting over at Sucker Punch. Maybe we should do that. We should do something like that. I just,
I guess
I don't know,
maybe.
man.
They are the first one to really break it with a popular samurai game. But even then, it's like too little too late. That series has gone so far down the rabbit hole of being terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they
Yeah,
they have Codename Red, Codename Hexa, Codename Jade, and then a Netflix partnership. Red is Japan. Hexa looks like it has fucking, let me see, some kind of fucking runes. It's gonna be something else, and then Jade is gonna be Chinese. So even then, all of these games have either done the same thing or they have a massive amount of online components that people fucking hate it for.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine they're gonna, copy and paste the same shit they've done before with some Japanese imagery, perhaps.
Well, that's the thing too, is like well, Sekiro.
Yeah.
It's what can you really like? Oh, it's just going to be an Assassin's Creed game. It's not going to be a new cool ninja game. It's going to be Assassin's Creed in Japan. And for some, I guess that's enough. But I can't see them adding anything to the open world ninja genre that hasn't been done by many other games before it.
Correct.
Like I still to this day still love playing Tenchu Z on the Xbox 360 because it's a fantastic fucking ninja game.
Oh yeah.
Which one?
Tenchu Z on the Xbox
Oh,
360.
oh my fucking god, dude.
Dude,
Literally,
yeah, right? Yes.
one of my favorite games of all time. I'm
Dude,
not even kidding.
It's fan-fucking-tastic. It is
It's
Tenchu
so
1,
hard.
It's Tenchu 1 truly realized.
It's so hard. I never played Tenchu 1, and I'm going to be totally honest with you and the audience. I played Tenchu Z back when I moved back to Oklahoma City, and I was constantly on Oxycontin. I was doped out
Well,
almost
goddamn.
the entire time. But I played that game the entire time. Some of those times I'd be perched on a wall and I'd fall asleep, fall asleep, and then wake up and continue playing and scout my dude. I have so many fond memories of that game.
It still holds up, dude. I will tell you that.
It's
It
so
still
good.
holds.
It's a FromSoft game too.
Published, not developed. Sadly.
Still.
I guess you could say still.
Yeah, right.
But like that's the thing is like I don't know. For me, I loved Assassin's Creed and I love the Ezio trilogy so much. And I tried 3, I tried 4, and it's just the formula was there. It was stale already. Sure, it was cool to run around some of the places, but it's like these stories aren't gripping enough for me. They don't do anything new.
Yeah.
And the gameplay is so minute. Like all the strategies I developed when I platinumed Assassin's Creed 2 on the PS3, I kept using in every other game and they kept working. I had already mastered the mechanics of the game at the beginning, and then the game just kept being about the same. Sure, you can give me some new tools to do some things in a new way, but overall, I've already peaked as high as the mountain of your game design usually can go. And then of course you see all the shit that happened with the Paris one and the glitches and the bad online service, and it just makes you not want to touch it more and more. And then I'm at the point where it's like I don't even care. And I used to really like Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how everyone was. I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm like you. I enjoyed Assassin's Creed 2. For me, what killed it was, and I don't want to be this guy, but
Be that guy, Sammy.
when it kind of became popular and they just started doing,
Yep.
derivatives, it was just like the Transformer.
When it
series,
moved to
or
be a yearly release, that is when
Yeah,
the Ubisoft
yeah.
sandbox came into play, and that's when everything started to die.
Yeah, no, because I really enjoyed the first 2 games like you, and then when it started becoming a yearly thing, I'm like, okay, so I guess this is a thing now. Like,
Oh, I enjoyed it all the way up to Revelations. I half enjoyed 3, and I enjoyed the first quarter or third of 4 I played.
Yeah.
And 4 was fantastic, but I just didn't have the motivation to keep. I loved all of the Ezio trilogy all the way up, even to
No,
Revelations when it got weird.
No, the Ezio trilogy
damn
is good,
And then
but
3, I didn't like 3's protagonist. That's where it started. I
Yeah.
realized how good of a character Ezio was, and then we got Connor, and I'm like, oh, this is not the rip roaring good time in the colonies that I was expecting.
nope.
And then I also
It's
saw as an American how it kind of like, well, yeah, this is there, but there's this. It's not zhuzhed up. It's not. They don't feel like it's bigger than it feels like a history lesson almost. Whereas I don't know with the stuff out of and maybe it's just because I'm not from fucking Italy, but all the stuff of the Renaissance period of Italy felt so much more vibrant and fun and interesting. And
Well,
maybe that's
yeah.
just a period and location of why it's like that. But
Well, I also feel like that period in the Renaissance of Italy, like at the time, that was a period that was rarely explored, in gaming. So that was
yeah,
like new.
absolutely.
So like part of the appeal was it was a new thing that they were doing too.
Yep.
Like no one had really done that before to my knowledge. So it was like
Not at all. Not at all.
oh, what's this? Oh shit, we're going to get a game set in the Renaissance. So everyone was curious, and then it turned out to be really good in actuality. So, but yeah, I mean the other thing about going back to Ghost of Tsushima that I kind of find interesting is when I was in college, um, I took a shit ton of film studies classes, and
Mm-hmm.
Kurosawa was a big part of it, and like at the and so at the beginning of the course, I was kind of like, okay, this funky Japanese guy, who is he? And then by then the course, I really realized just how important he was to cinema. And so the
Bro,
fact they did an entire game kind of more or less, I don't want to say dedicated to him, but kind of in
basically,
the style. Yeah.
yeah. It's the first American made game to ever win awards in Japan media, as far as I understand, if I'm not mistaken.
Goddamn.
Yeah. And I
They
mean,
they praised the fuck out of it. Like they were shocked. Japanese media and just in the public in general, I guess.
Yeah.
They studied the shit out of it. Like they deserve so many. That game is so good. They deserve so many props.
yeah. I mean, and even the voice acting. See, like I can play. See, like I play everything in English, and it still feels.
Yeah.
It still feels authentically Japanese.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
I gotta go to bed, guys.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
Unless you wanna
I
talk-
do too.
Yeah. So let's go
All
ahead
right.
and wrap this on up.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the Whitfield Report. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. That was actually pretty good.
Have a good night, folks. Yeah, I gotta agree. That was good.
Yeah, we'll tune in. We'll tune in at you next week for the live show. So hopefully we'll do some more show prep. Hopefully something more interesting than the Queen dying is hopefully something more interesting will happen next week. So
Honestly,
we did have
there's no better way we could celebrate a 9/11 than with the Queen dying.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Other than maybe like the King of Saudi Arabia dying.
Well, one goalpost at a time.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Have a
night,
good
everyone.
night.
Talk to you down the road.
Thanks for listening to The Whitfield Report on the NGC Network. Please visit Sam's website at www.thesamwhitfield.com and support Sam on Patreon at patreon.com/Whitfield Report. Until next time, God bless, God save this great nation, and God, freedom, legacy, in that order.